Hey, Maximus Analysis here for April 11th, 2016. And we see we have a very annoying pattern on the daily. This is these are patterns you really don't like seeing over the last couple days. Again, they're not laying above this high, and we're looking at the E-mini futures on the daily. And you can definitely tell that we're going to have some way or the other, we're going to have a powerful move. But right now they held the they actually broke below the 2036.75 level that I had. And again, the big levels that we're looking to hold are the 2026 area. Now, I posted out on Twitter the 2025.50 area. Again, it's 2025, 2026, same thing. But that's in correlation with this weekly that we have going to the ES weekly. That's the low of last week's, and we have not broken a low as yet. So the first break of a previous low on the week, we want to see what's going to happen, what we're going to do, how we're going to move, how we're going to react. Are we going to come back here and test and continue up? But we do still have these lower highs in place, so we still have to accept that. And again, I have my trend line. This is the bear market trend line. They break this, and I say that we're pretty much starting the bear market, but we can see we're still in a weak position in regards to the weekly time frame. Now going to the NQ, and we see that we need to hold the support level of 44.3950. Okay, it already is broken last week's low, but just breaking is one thing, but closing below it. And again, we have a lot of week left, so we will continue to watch this one. Looking at the weekly for the NQ, you can see what I'm talking about here. You can see that last week's low was 4450.75, and the low is 4446.50. So they broke it by about two points, but again, that's nothing for Monday. We want to see if they're going to continue down. And again, breaking last week's, the week before's low would give us some real verification that they're really not playing around here. So we'll look at the YM, and again, we'll quickly touch the YM on the daily. Again, the levels that we want to see held are the 17,250 area and the 17,000. Crude on the daily time frame, we see that we touched 40. We got above it, and then we touched it. I think the low today was 39.25, and we want them to hold 39.58 going forward. And we see we have a lot of volume right here. So again, if you're lock in some profits. You could even lock, I mean, you don't want to give up too much, so maybe around this, I don't know where your entry is, but again, right now I would say lock in some profits, and let's see how they go moving forward. Now let's look at a couple of equity names, and we'll start with Apple on the daily. And you can see that Apple is testing the 200-day moving average and gave a little break of a previous day's high, but rolled back over intraday. And we'll have to see if they're going to come and try to fill this gap. We want them to hold these 107.60 areas, because that would be the gap up. So we want to hold that level, and the weekly low is 108.72, I believe. So let's see how they look going for that. Again, it's very early in the week, but you can see on Apple the weekly looks kind of weak. You see you have 3 lower highs here. So once we break a low, I'm really going to see if we're going to come and test. And if we break this 100, again, it's a psychological level, but we really want to see if we're going to come test this 200-day moving average and what we're going to do with it. Going to the next one is Facebook, and we're down about $1.60 on that. So you can see that the selling has actually had some increased volume based on what we've seen in the past. And again, Facebook has had one of those patterns that has been very difficult to trade unless you trade on a weekly or an intraday time frame. Again, a hold of 105.68 is what we really need. And again, the premier level that we really want to see is this 103.60 area hold. Okay, we don't want to see that broken at all. And looking at the weekly, you could see that that level correlates with this low. I mean, we gotten up, it's 8 weeks up, pulling back 2. Again, it could continue up, but this is just a really sloppy pattern on all time frames. So we'll just continue to watch that. Price line is down about $10, but it's still holding this 200-day moving average. and we have to see, because again on the weekly time frame, this is a hard one to short. Again, if they break below 1240 or 1200, okay, maybe, but that would still be, honestly, I would have liked them to continue up, of course, but this is a pattern again that you can see is very very sideways in regards to the weekly time frame. So just be very careful just trying to short right here, right now. You could see that they came up and now they've just been sputtering, but they're still holding that 200-day moving average. So last but not least is Tesla with the hell of a range today. Again, closed more on indecision, but really want to see if they're going to get below the 2040 area, and that correlates with Tesla's weekly time frame to see if they break last week's low. The week before that low is 225. So let's see if they get to that level. Again, it was a hugely volatile day. I think some stuff came out in regards to some recall on the Model X or something like that. I think it was like 2,600 cars they had to recall, but you see how much it moved up. I mean, it opened around down $5, went all the way up to like $8, and then closed near the lows. So really want to see how they act if they get to that 2040 area on the daily, and especially for the weekly time frame. So we'll continue to watch that, see what they do. Remember, you have your levels. You could put them on your chart or something like that, and then we'll continue to watch this thing. So take care and trade them well.